My wife left me for her boss because I was too poor. She didn't know I had a $50 million lottery ticket in my sock drawer. My name is Mark. I'm 34 years old, and for the last 10 years, I've worked as a high school history teacher. I love my job, but let's be honest, it doesn't buy Ferraris. My wife, Chloe, used to say she loved my simple soul. But over the last 2 years, that simple soul started to look like financial failure to her. Chloe worked as a junior executive for a high-end real estate firm. Her boss, a guy named Julian, was everything I wasn't: rich, arrogant, and drove a car that cost more than my house. The story I'm about to tell you is about the year I lived a lie. I didn't choose the lie chose me. It started on a Tuesday morning at a gas station when I bought a $2 Powerball ticket on a whim. I won. I didn't just win, I hit the jackpot, $50 million after taxes. I was going to tell Chloe that night. I had the champagne ready. But when I walked in, I heard her on the phone in the bedroom. She was laughing, a laugh I hadn't heard in years. "I know, Julian," she said. "I'll tell the loser tonight. I'm done living in this cramped house. I deserve a life with a man who can actually provide." I stood in the hallway, the winning ticket in my pocket, and realized my marriage was a business transaction that had just gone bankrupt. So I didn't tell her. I hid the ticket, and for the next year, I played the role of the poor husband while I watched her destroy her own life. Most people, when they win the lottery, they buy a yacht. I bought a secret. I went to a lawyer and a financial advisor immediately. I put the money into a blind trust. Legally, the money didn't belong to Mark Miller, it belonged to the Silver Lining Trust. I kept going to work, I kept wearing my old sweaters, but the atmosphere at home turned into a freezer. Chloe stopped hiding her contempt. She started working late 4 nights a week. One night, she came home at 2 a.m., smelling of expensive steak and vintage wine. "Where were you?" I asked, sitting at the kitchen table with a stack of grating. "With Julian," she snapped. "We were closing a deal, not that you'd understand. While you're teaching kids about dead Greeks, I'm actually making moves. By the way, the mortgage is due. I'm short this month because I bought a new dress for the gala." "A new dress, Chloe? We agreed to save for the roof repairs." She laughed. It was a cold, sharp sound. "Fix the roof yourself, Mark, or maybe pray to one of your history gods for some cash." I looked at her and realized she was waiting for me to break. She wanted me to be the one to end it so she wouldn't look like the villain to our families. But I had a different plan. I wanted to see exactly how far she would go. I started playing the broke card even harder. I told her the school was cutting my pay. I started eating ramen for dinner in front of her. The more pathetic I became, the more she leaned into Julian. I hired a private investigator named Miller. Yes, Miller and Miller, it was confusing. Within 2 weeks, he had photos. Chloe and Julian at a resort in the Maldives when she told me she was at a leadership seminar in Ohio. Chloe and Julian looking at engagement rings at Tiffany's. But the most interesting part was Julian's finances. My investigator found out that Julian's luxury lifestyle was a house of cards. He was over-leveraged. His firm was bleeding money. He wasn't looking for a wife. He was looking for a trophy with a clean credit score to help him secure more loans. He thought Chloe was a rising star with a stable, boring husband who would be easy to shove aside in a divorce. One afternoon, I was cleaning the house when I found Chloe's exit strategy folder hidden in her closet. She had documented every financial failure of mine, every time I couldn't afford a luxury dinner, every time I suggested a budget. She had even written a journal entry. Julian says that once the divorce is final, we can move into the penthouse. Mark will probably stay in this dump and rot. He has no idea that I've been funneling my bonuses into a secret account. He's too stupid to check the joint statements. I took photos of everything. I sent them to my legal team. I was sitting on $50 million, and she was stealing $5,000 from our joint account, thinking she was a mastermind. The day finally came. I was sitting on the porch when a process server walked up and handed me the papers. Chloe pulled into the driveway a minute later in a new BMW. Julian was in the passenger seat. She got out, looking like she had already won the lottery. "I'm done, Mark," she said, not even looking at me. "The papers are self-explanatory. I'm taking the house, I'm taking my car, you can have your books and your history." Julian stepped out of the car, adjusting his $5,000 suit. "Don't take it personally, buddy. Some men are hunters and some are, well, teachers." I looked at him. I looked at the BMW. "Is that car yours, Julian?" I asked. "Leased by the firm," he smirked, "but Chloe will be driving it soon." In the divorce proceedings, Chloe's lawyer was a shark. They went for the jugular. They wanted spousal support because Chloe claimed she had become accustomed to a high lifestyle that I promised but couldn't provide. They tried to paint me as a financial abuser because I insisted on a budget. During the mediation, Chloe sat across from me, draped in designer clothes Julian had bought her, on credit, as I later found out. "Mark, let's make this easy," she said. "Just sign over the house. You can't afford the taxes on it anyway." My lawyer, a woman who cost $1,000 an hour, paid for by the trust, just smiled. "We have a counteroffer," my lawyer said. "My client agrees to give up the house, the cars, and all joint savings. He also agrees to waive any claim to your secret account, Chloe." Chloe's eyes lit up. She thought she had hit the jackpot. "However," my lawyer continued, "in exchange, you must sign this final asset waiver. It states that you waive any and all rights to any assets, inheritances, or windfalls my client may have acquired or will acquire. It's a standard clean break clause." Chloe laughed. "Windfalls? What? Is he going to find a chest of pirate gold in his classroom? Give me the pen. I'll sign anything to be rid of him." She signed. She signed her future away for a house with a leaking roof and a second-hand BMW. 2 months later, the divorce was finalized. Chloe moved Julian into our house. She posted photos on Instagram every day. #NewLife, #RichVibes, #upgrade. I moved into a high-end penthouse in the city, but I kept my social media silent. I waited for the perfect moment. Julian's firm's annual gala was happening, the same gala Chloe had mocked me about a year ago. I decided it was time for my coming out party. I bought a minority stake in the real estate firm Julian worked for. It cost me about $5 million. As a shareholder, I was invited to the gala. I showed up in a custom-tailored Italian suit. I arrived in a chauffeured Rolls-Royce. When I walked into the ballroom, the music seemed to stop. I saw Chloe. She was wearing a dress that looked cheap compared to the jewelry of the women around her. She saw me and her jaw dropped. "Mark?" she gasped. "What are you doing here? Did you sneak in?" Julian walked over, looking nervous. He recognized the suit. He recognized the watch on my wrist, a Patek Philippe. "Miller?" Julian stammered. How did you get an invite?" "I'm a shareholder now, Julian. I'm actually here to discuss the firm's recent losses. It seems the management has been incompetent." Chloe stepped forward, her face turning red. "You're a teacher. You don't have money. Did you rob a bank? Or did you spend your entire inheritance on a rental suit?" I pulled a folded piece of paper out of my pocket. It was a copy of the lottery win confirmation and the trust documents. "I won the lottery a year ago, Chloe," I calmly said. "The night I was going to tell you, I heard you on the phone with Julian. You called me a loser. You called me a financial failure." The blood drained from her face. $50 million, I whispered. "That was the windfall you waived your rights to. Remember that paper you were so eager to sign?" The silence in the room was absolute. Julian looked like he was going to throw up. You lied to me, Chloe," Chloe screamed, drawing the attention of everyone in the room. "You let me live in that house while you had millions? That's financial abuse. I'll sue you." "You can try," my lawyer said, "but you signed a clean break waiver after being caught funneling joint funds into a secret account. In legal terms, you're done." But I wasn't finished. "Julian," I said,
The board of directors had a meeting this morning. Since I now hold a significant stake, I pointed out that you've been using company funds to pay for Chloe's BMW and your Maldivian vacation. That's embezzlement." Julian started to shake. I can explain. The deals are coming through." "The deals are dead, Julian, and so is your career. The police are waiting in the lobby to talk to you about the company credit card usage." Chloe looked at Julian, then at me. The realization that she had traded a $50 million life for a man who was about to go to prison was written all over her face. "Mark, honey," she started, her voice turning sweet and manipulative. "We were just confused. I was stressed. We can talk about this. We're still soulmates, right?" "History teaches us many things, Chloe," I said, turning to walk away.
But the most important lesson is this: when an empire falls, it's usually because of internal rot. Enjoy the ruins. Julian was arrested that night. His firm fired him and sued him for the missing funds. He's currently serving 3 years for white-collar fraud. Chloe lost the house. The bank foreclosed on it because Julian hadn't been paying the mortgage. He was using the money for his legal defense. She tried to sue me for a portion of the lottery winnings, but 3 different judges threw the case out because of the waivers she signed. Last I heard, she's living in a studio apartment and working 2 jobs to pay off the debt Julian left her with. As for me, I retired from teaching, but I started a foundation that funds history programs in underprivileged schools. I traveled the world, I bought my parents a house, and I finally got that dog I always wanted. A golden retriever named Winner. Sometimes I look at that $2 ticket I kept in a frame in my new office. People think the lottery's about luck, but for me, the lottery was a mirror. It showed me exactly who the people in my life were when they thought the lights were out. And honestly, the $50 million was great, but the look on her face at that gala, that was the real jackpot.